Hey besties, welcome back to the Swipe Left podcast where we recap season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm your host, or we're going to be talking about episode The Snatch Game. I'm your host, Courtney from Tinder, and I'm here with the one and only
Someone who doesn't have a witty catchphrase this episode, Ellie Kaya.
Ow, ow, my baby. I'm
Hi,
so
Bessie.
we had a little bit of a pause in
Hiatus.
filming, but we're back and slayer than ever. So let's get into it.
We're ready to slam them all.
Yes,
Because
manslay.
technically, if gays kill somebody, it's not manslaughter, it's manslay.
Very that. Very that.
Yeah.
So, the moment we've all been waiting for, the moment we were all disappointed by, the snatch
The
game.
moment we all regretted.
So we're just gonna dive right into this one and talk
I
about.
might as well. I mean, Mama, this was a train wreck.
My game was snatched fully.
Yeah, no, this was a. Whew. So, sorry. Shout out to the Drag Detective on YouTube who made a video on this, ranking all the Snatch games of all time out of all 24 of them. Season 14 landed in 10th place. I think it was more of a rank on like just how many laughs were shown in the final cut, but no, Mama, this was I think, the worst Snatch game ever. Well, actually, no, because Deja actually kind of saved it for me. I don't know. Down Under was kind of bad. I'm sure there's worse ones, but
There was
it's pretty
something.
low on the list.
Yeah, between like the fact that Deja was kind of holding it together and the way that they like made it kind of lighthearted instead of getting upset, it kind of
Yeah.
was like iconic. And this cast has been so strong like every other week, so it was just kind of less like, oh, this is a bad snatch game and more like a gag. Like,
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like the reason why I rented so bad is like, I feel like some of it was frankly the editing that made it seem like everyone was bad. Because if you added like a laugh track over it, then like people would have laughed at some parts of it.
right.
But although that did not save all of it because it was not great.
Yeah, it was definitely awkward. So let's talk about who everybody chose to play.
Yep.
Um, Angeria chose to play Tammy Brown, and I want to ask what you thought of the choice initially, and then how you thought it went.
So I thought the choice initially was freaking genius.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy is the perfect character for Snatch Game. And then it seems like Andrew was just kind of playing some crazy old lady.
Yeah, as a Tammy Brown stan, I loved the choice, and then the little bit that they showed in the preview, I really was like, oh, Angie's gonna embody this. But they really showed the entire spectrum of what she did the whole time in the preview, because there's so many like Tammy isms that she could have said, like,
Yeah.
but she pretty much just did the face and like the thumbs up, which is like funny, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
And frankly, Tammy is like so spontaneous. She probably could have even made up her own and it still would have worked, but just didn't.
Yeah, it was like the energy was there, but it kind of just didn't really go anywhere for me.
I think with everybody except for Deja and Camden, this episode looks great. And I would say even Jasmine slightly great on paper, not good in practice.
Yeah. Um up
Execution wasn't.
up next we had Bosco playing Gwyneth Paltrow. What did you think about
I
the
was
choice and
so
why?
disappointed. I like in the choice itself, I thought it was amazing, especially playing with like her candle business. Oh my god, that
Mm-hmm.
would have been so good if done correctly. But I don't know. It just seems like she was playing like a Valley Girl version of the vegan teacher.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I think Bosco's a thinker, and like
Yeah,
she has it in her to be really funny. I think she like thought too much for this one because I feel like
yeah.
Bosco
She's
would
been
have.
in her head.
Yes, I feel like to play Gwyneth Paltrow, you have to like, I don't know. I feel like that's too thought provoking and like you can really get in your head about like trying to be perfect at it. I feel like Bosco could have done somebody like even like Tammy Brown that's just like really out there and like set herself free because you can see her and Willow, I would say, like you can see them in their head. Like they're very brilliant, but they're thinking. And I think both of them in the Snatch game could have benefited from doing like just unhinged
Yeah.
characters that allowed them to be more free, but both of them kind of chose characters that if you don't do it right, it like misses, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't. I also don't really know how to make like Gwyneth Paltrow, like no offense to her, but like funny.
Right.
Like I mean, you pretty much had the vagina candle, and that's like it.
I laughed. I giggled in my home about kombucha, but I'm 5 years old, so that was so awkward though how they showed it. Like I'm sure there
Yeah,
was more laughs in the room than they showed on TV, but it was just like,
yeah. I feel like a majority of it was. I feel like half of it was the editing, half of it was them actually just not doing good.
yeah. It's like it was frustrating too because nobody was doing like horrible to where it's like iconic. Like icon everybody was just doing kind of bad. So it was just like awkward, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't like a. I don't know, like a Tatiana Ariana Grande snatch game where it's like so bad that it's good.
Yeah.
It was just bad.
Yeah, it was just like, oh man.
I was like,
Um
swing and a miss, but that's okay. Y'all exceed in other areas.
and then we had Diabetes as Ozzy Osbourne. What did you think of the choice and execution?
Choice was great for Daya. Again, execution just, I was very disappointed, frankly, kind of bored.
Yeah, because I was like, "Ooh, that's a great." I never thought of that as a Snatch Game character, but I'm like, that's somebody who you could really make funny and you could really drag up, and like, so many isms, so many little things you could do. And Daya kind of just like, I feel like she kind of absorbed the energy of the room and like,
Yeah,
kind of went with that. Whereas if I feel like if everybody else was doing good, she could have like amped it up too. But I feel like she kind of like just blended in rather than like sticking out like
yeah.
Deja did.
No, yeah, for sure.
Um, and then Deja Sky as Lil Jon.
Daya! I think this will go down in history as my favorite Snatch Game performance next to Gigi Good, Cynthia Kiss, and Pythia, and Ginger Minch. Those are like my top five. Um, been somewhere there. But oh my god, like I hate it when so many people were saying on Twitter and stuff like that, like if this was a normal Snatch game, this would have been safe. No,
No.
no, this
Give
would have
Deja
won.
give Deja her flowers, please.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I feel like Deja like has been given like a really raw deal by the fans. I feel like a lot of people like cut her out early. She has the least followers on the cast, and it's like I just don't get why, because she's generally like a sweetheart, and frankly, my pick for Miss Congeniality next to like Willow.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like, what's not to love about her? Like, I know I come on this podcast and I say I've swiped left on like a bunch of her like runways, but for me, a lot of times like it sometimes it does, but most of the time like I could swipe left on somebody's like look because our just like taste doesn't line up, but I can still like just be in love with the essence of the queen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Deja
Right.
Sky is so
That's me with
lovable.
everybody this season too. Like I know everyone's like the hate train on Daya is still popular. It's like, can Daya be a little bit annoying? Yes. Do I think it's the producers putting her up to it in the confessionals? Yes. Do I still love her? Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I think there, has to be. We've seen every season of Drag Race, there has to be a villain. We know there's going to be one. And like, Daya knew that. And Daya knows how to get people talking about her. She knows that if
Yeah.
she's going to have her image like messed with in order to have her play a role, she might as well have a little bit of control over it. I think
And
she's
plus the
smart.
villain usually stays a little bit longer.
Right. So I think she's good TV and all the girls you know, get along with her outside of the show, you know, so that's what truly matters. And
Exactly. I feel like Jasmine was gonna be the villain, but I feel like they would have like set that up like a Jasmine versus Cornbread. But once Cornbread left, that's when like we saw Dia start to be the villain.
definitely they're like, "Oh, we got to switch over to somebody else."
Yeah, and she just got picked.
Speaking of Jasmine, Jasmine Kennedy played Betsy DeVos in the Snatch Game. What do you think of the character choice versus execution?
Next to Deja and Camden and Willow, this is like one of the ones I was most excited to see. And not gonna lie, I thought in the actual Snatch Game, Jasmine actually did kind of good.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
It's like, I mean, none of them were like anywhere near Deja, except for maybe potentially Camden. Uh, no, I won't even say that. But it's like I think Betsy DeVos is a great choice for Snatch Game, and I think that she did good. I think she just needed to have like better timing.
Yeah, it was like, you know, how people were saying about Deja's. If it was a normal Snatch Game, it would have been safe. That's how I feel about Jasmine's. Like, if it was a normal Snatch Game, she would have been safe rather than in the bottom. You know, it was just,
Yes,
it
I also
needed
feel like if she
work.
went more like unhinged and like truly like crazy with it, which I think like you were saying earlier is kind of the case with everybody here.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of like people who are thinking a lot about their choices on the cast, which is good in most of these challenges on Drag Race, but I feel like sometimes if you're like the type of person that is like a very like calculated, brilliant, it can be
Yes,
hard to kind of just like give yourself to the moment in a Snatch Game setting. And the best way to
yes,
kind of do that is to pick a character that's so unhinged that you can't help but kind of give yourself to the moment. And I think a lot of them picked characters that required them to like think more than they already do, you know?
right. It's so weird because like Snatch Game is like the one challenge that everyone hypes up the most and like has the most time to prepare for. But it's also the number one challenge where you truly just have to like not give a shit and just fly off the rails and just do what feels right in the moment.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about how like they don't like live for Snatch Game as much anymore. Like they don't like
Really?
yeah, they're like there's better ways to show like and I still live, but I can see I guess like the fact that it's you know, it weighs so much in how people perceive a queen from the show is like how they did on Snatch Game. I can see why people are like seeing that as less important. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah. I think it doesn't like I think it used to be the case where it proves who the front runners are. I don't think that's the case anymore. And I don't think it really should be because it's like I know I'm not necessarily a comedy queen. I'm more someone who's like Camden or Bosco, who's like situationally funny and like funny like in the moment and like bantering. But like when it comes to like character, I may not be the best at it. Although since it's a Snatch Game episode, if you had to do somebody, who would you do?
well, I would do Jinx Monsoon. Definitely, that would be my first pick, and then I think that would be safe for me because I've done that before, and I would hope that I didn't get Trixie Mattel because the internet has told me that I'm good at that, but maybe I wouldn't be in the room. But I also think it would be really funny to do Trisha Paytas or even Shane
I'm
Dawson.
surprised someone hasn't done her yet.
Yeah, I feel like that is almost like I feel like I told like said how everybody's overthinking. I feel like Jinx might be like because I'm so comfortable in it, I might be hyper perceiving myself as like, am I doing this funny enough? I feel like Trisha Paytas would almost be a more smart choice for me because like she is so unhinged that it would just be like iconic the fact that I was even doing her to kind of mask my mistakes.
Yeah, and my Canada's Drag Race was the World Fantasy season I'm doing. Jan was Trisha Paytas in Snatch Game, and she won. So I think I'm surprised Trisha hasn't been done yet.
Yeah. What about you?
I would have to play the actor playing this character, and it's two of them. So my second choice would be more Catherine O'Hara as Moira Rose,
Slay.
and then my first choice would probably be Edna Mode from Incredibles.
That would be so funny.
Yeah. I think I kill it. I feel like I'd at least like Snatch Game is not a challenge that I would like. I mean, I would strive to win it, but it's not the one going in that I think I would win. It's I could see myself being safe for Snatch Game, and that's fine.
No, 100%. I feel like yeah, I would want to win, but I would be very thankful to hang in there and like be able to keep up with the other witty people because I'm not
Yeah.
very like improvisational funny. I'm somebody who like writes the thing and then practices my expressions and inflections in the mirror before doing the thing. I'm like, when you can get in that boat when you're like a theater person because you're used to like
Yes.
practicing something 8 billion times before doing it, and that's why it's good. So then you get to Snatch Game and you're like, oh, acting, that's my background, I'm good. And then you get out there and you're like, wait, I don't get to rehearse this 8 million times. And
I
like
would
I
almost say improv's a different art than acting sometimes.
Yeah. Um, then we had Georges as Alana Glazier, choice and execution.
She had the attitude correct. She just didn't make it Alana Glazer because like Alana Glazer is just like naturally just like witty and just bantering left and right. It's like she had like the mannerisms right, but she just didn't add the humor to it.
Yeah, I definitely think that as I've been talking about how we have a lot of people who think on the season, I do not think Georges is one of those. I think she's somebody who just like is funny when she is. I almost think, can you imagine if Georges would have done William Shakespeare? Like something so not in her freaking wheelhouse at all that it would just be funny the fact that she showed up and did it, and like she would do nothing, say nothing Shakespeareish, but it would just be funny. Almost kind of how like when Chi Chi DeVane
Wait,
was
that
like,
actually be genius.
yes, like when Chi Chi was like, I do not know why the caged bird sings, like that energy. Like, just like totally doing something that she knows, like, not, whatever, not that much about. She didn't even know who the
That would
character
have
was.
benefited her because we don't know what Shakespeare acts like. So, like, for all we know, Shakespeare could have been a complete buffoon. So that would have worked.
That's what I'm saying. And I think George just like tried to go with somebody who she could like actually play well. And I'm like, girl, you're that type of funny that you can just like curveball us. Like, you could have just picked
Yeah.
like anybody, you know? But
That's kind of what Rose did. Like, we expected, like, Mary Queen of Scots to be, like, prim, prim, then all of a sudden she comes up just like, you look fucking great.
mm-hmm. That was such a good one. I loved that. I loved that Snatch Game.
Yeah, that was a good. I think Simone as Harriet Tubman was my favorite.
That was hilarious and so good. Of course, loved Mick as Paris. It was just fun.
Hey, Rue, just let me know when the cameras are going. Oh, we're rolling out. That's so embarrassing.
Oh, that I mean, I knew she won in that moment. I was like, that was too good.
Yeah, it was a good singer.
Um, and then we had Lady Camden as William Shakespeare.
I okay, looks wise, next to Deja, she had the best. Like based off of looks.
Yeah.
Like the little like thing that she did was so funny, and it looked like she belonged in The Simpsons.
Yes, I mean the look was very funny. It was like similar to a Tammy Brown Angeria situation where like I saw her and I was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be amazing." And it was not bad. She was funny, but I just
Yeah. I think next to Deja, like if there was like a second person I would save, it would have been Camden because I think next to Deja, she did the best.
yeah, I agree. I did leave wanting more from her. I feel like, you know, I don't know, it's just like I don't know. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's just like I guess it was because nobody was like really excelling aside from Deja that I wanted Lady Camden's to like be a little bit more, but like it held its own.
Yeah.
And then Willow Pill as Drew Barrymore.
Oh, this could have been so good. I was so ready for it. She again, just like George's, she had the attitude down, but not the soul of it.
Yeah, it was like she looked in the mirror and got the facial expression right and like hung
Yeah.
on to it for dear life. And I think that was another instance of her like thinking and being like, well, if I just keep doing this face, like it'll pass. Oh, and then of course, she forgot or didn't know that Drew and RuPaul had worked together, and that was awkward. Like, ugh.
Yeah, no, that was really bad. Like Willow is so strategic. You think she would have picked up on that, like, and done like research on it, but I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to Google if Edna Mode had any interactions with RuPaul.
Yeah, I guess I need to Google if Jinx Monsoon has ever had any interactions with RuPaul too.
I don't think so. I
Me
don't think
neither.
she has.
Trisha Paytas and RuPaul worked on Joey Graceffa Escape the Night together. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. I still want season 5. Not gonna lie.
Bring back Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna as a Snatch Game character? Question mark.
Oh my god.
Um,
She
and
was on season 4 though. She was on All Stars.
oh yeah,
But she like got the double death with Tana.
yes. Oh my god, I could also see Tana on Snatch Game, but I feel like Rue would not know what was going on.
Yeah, she like, I don't know what the we're doing. Like, come on, bro.
Okay,
I'm so ready for the looks. Nuggets.
the runway this week was Holy Couture. I am obsessed with this idea for a runway. What about you?
Me too. My favorite Met Gala theme besides camp is Heavenly Bodies. And so just like anything like angelic, like goddess, almost just like, I don't know. Well, like Heavenly Couture, just like, oh my God. It's one of my favorite just themes ever. And I think the girls nailed it.
Yes, I loved that everybody did their own take on it, and like, you know, of course they're drag queens, they're going to make it funny, and they're like talking about things that they worship, and everybody had their own spin on it. We had astrology, we had mushrooms, we had church, we had everything. I mean, it was a true success for me. I loved this runway. Starting
Yes.
with
A good redemption from last week's runway.
very that, very that. We have Deja Sky. What do we think? Swipe left or right or what?
Swipe right for sure. This is one of my favorite looks from her.
Um,
Oh God.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It looks like she's like Joan of Arc ready to storm a castle.
I. It does. No, it's not bad. Okay, I'll swipe right, but I'm not messaging first.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next? Jasmine Kennedy doing her
This was giving me Black Swan and I was living for it.
yeah, I was like, come on, makeup. I also love astrology. She's a Gemini. Mm-hmm. It's a very Gemini populated season, so represent.
It is.
Period. And I just thought this was really cute and perfect for the theme. Swipe right.
Swipe right for sure. I think out of all of the like Holy Couture, like out of the Holy Couture theme, this is one more Holy Couture looks.
Yeah.
And I think one of her best runways this season.
Yeah, I loved it, and the headpiece is cute, and she sold it. Her energy matched the costume. I was like, "Come on, Jasmine."
Mm-hmm.
And then, not this screenshot, but Angeria.
I think it's just like I can't really relate to the runway, but good for her working within her niche. So, swipe right, just like not messaging first.
Agree. I think she looks stunning. Like it's another
yes,
like Angeria silhouette. Everything fits perfect. That color is gorgeous, and like the lace on everything. Like she just knows how to put an outfit together and make it look beautiful for her. And
yes,
the hat, it's very like classic, like fancy lady going to church, and she looks beautiful. But like you said, can't relate to the runway. So yeah, like you said, swipe right, but.
Yeah,
I just don't think
haven't been to church in 8 years, but I don't need to like relate to it to like understand and get it. It's like I think more my problem with it was just like I felt like even though she's playing up a character and playing up a shtick, like this was just kind of like pedestrian.
Right. No, I feel you what you're saying. Like the jewelry did elevate it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like if you made the hat, like this could have just been me, and maybe the judges would have hated this, but I think it would have been so funny if she made the hat like a million times bigger, came out with this like big ass purse, and just like camp it up.
Yeah, drag it up. Ugh. Willow pill as this mushroom.
Her mind. I don't so like when she thought of Holy Couture, did she mean like the holes literally?
No, I think she's like a spiritual person and like psychedelic mushrooms
Oh,
like kind of helped her through her journey of everything she goes through. So it's
right.
like,
She was saying that.
yeah. And
Well, even if like she thought of the holes literally, even though she didn't like, I wouldn't have cared because I still love this. It's amazing.
the makeup, the red mouth and teeth and then the red freckles on the white face with the red contacts is just everything to me. This look, I almost started crying when I saw this, even though it's so silly. I'm like, her brain is just so beautiful to me. I'm
Yeah,
super liking.
yeah. No, so yeah, I'm gonna swipe right, but I love it.
So cute. Diabetes.
This was giving me very Gaga Born This Way era.
Yes, yes, yes.
I like how she added the crosses on the torso, but I just think, again, I think she could have just gone a little bit further with it. Like, did she have a train?
No,
I don't
it was like
think
that
she
weird.
did.
Remember, it like cut off. I got a bad screenshot, but it like cut off in that spot that everybody hates, like right in the calves and like in the
She
front.
should she should have added like a train to it, and like if you're gonna go like the like more like demon e route, like maybe just do like a bloody like bouquet or something with it. You know, just like again, just like give us like a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like you could tell that Daya knew this wasn't her best runway too, like in the performance
Yeah,
of it. Like the concept is cute and like the wig is cute and like it is a reference to like Gaga and the Judas music video, I believe.
very Judas, very Electric Chapel.
And I love that, of course. But
Yes.
yeah, it just overall like the dress itself is just like we already did a wedding challenge and like it's not we've seen Daya look cooler, but I'll still swipe right.
Yeah, I'll start right. And the hair is very edge of glory too.
Yes. Then we have Georges.
This was cute. I know it's just her in a bodysuit and a hat and a giant blunt, but gloss on the blunt. Sorry, it's Fenty. I'm I love it. It's like it's like I feel like you could put Mo Hart's first runway on UK versus the world next to this and they'd be like sisters.
Yes.
And I think it's a funny comparison that Georges thought that Monique was Monet on UK versus the world. So I think it's just a little funny comparison.
Yeah, no, I agree with you fully. I think this color, as much as Michelle Visage does not like it, I think this color works beautifully on her, and I think
Yes.
a blunt as a scepter is iconic. So swipe right.
Yeah, swipe right, absolutely. I think this is one of my favorite looks of the night.
Me too, and I
Not of the
love
night, the night.
the curls on like it's just so cute and fits the theme.
Yes.
And then Lady Camden worshiping the Spice Girls. Oh my god.
I mean, I love this for what it is. Just like this general aesthetic isn't usually like my favorite, but I think for what it's representing, it's amazing.
I agree 100%. Like this is why I just loved this like category as a whole is because like if she had worn this for any other theme, I'd be like what are we doing kind of. But like the fact that she's like worshiping the Spice Girls and you can tell she's just feeling it in this like
Yeah.
I couldn't help but just like beam and smile along with her. So she sold me 100%. She's so cute. So swipe right.
Same. I want her to make the finale. My God.
Me too. She's everything. And then Bosco.
Before anyone says anything, I do not care if Bosco comes out in like a panty every single week. She makes it work. I loved this.
No, because every time she's worn, nobody noticed that she's worn the same thing until somebody made that meme. Because
Yup.
she definitely makes it like work with each outfit. And it's just unfair how stunning she is as a human. Like,
I
she just
mean,
has
that body. My God.
an unfair advantage that I'm willing to admit is unfair because of how stunning she is as a human. But also just like, we've seen this concept done before of like a nun gone naughty. But
Yes.
I think it worked for this runway and she looked cute. I love that she added hooves to it. It made it elevated, so swipe right.
Yep. Swipe right. Absolutely.
I think that was everybody.
That's it. God, the room's getting small.
It is. I don't even think we have to do 10 million um what am I doing? Takes this time or zooms this time. Okay. So, I think oh yeah, cuz this is the episode where
Technically, no one went home this episode.
right, because everybody aside from Deja Sky was in the bottom and they decided
Yeah.
that they were going to have a lip sync palooza for your life extravaganza, the house down boots, Kenny Chesney.
Which,
And
like, I don't think they even decided it. I think this was gonna happen next week, anyways.
yeah.
They just decided to do it with one less person.
Yeah, and do you agree with that decision?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think out of just like since everyone just didn't do that well, it'd be hard to pick like two who just like did the worst. So I think this was a fair way of going about it. I would have hated it if they had just like all seven of them lip sync right there on the spot. That would have been horrid. Um, I think this was a fair way to do it. We get to see some girls who haven't lip synced yet perform. And we get another episode of my favorite thing on Drag Race, which is lip syncing. So why the heck not?
Right. Like, do I think that they could have found a bottom two and done a normal episode with this, despite a lot of people doing poorly in the Snatch game? Yes,
Who
100%.
would you have picked?
I think I would have picked. Let me think.
I'm a thing too.
Not me, like not being able to pick somebody. Honestly, maybe with Peace and Love, Angeria.
I would have picked Angie and Daya.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think that they could have if they wanted to. I don't think it was like, oh, we couldn't pick because you were all bad. I think that was definitely for the drama. Though I'm not mad at it. I'm happy to see them stay another week. Like, as much as other people are like, oh, it's gonna go on forever. Let it go on forever. I love them. I love this cast. I love this
Yeah,
show.
I hate it because like if World of Wonder does one thing, it listens to people, and it's 2 seasons now where people complaining that it's too long. World of Wonder is gonna make it like season 8 and do like 10 episodes in a season soon, and I was gonna be like, oh, it's over. Why was it so short? It's all of your faults.
Yeah, no, I never have an issue with it being too long. Like,
Let it be
never.
16 episodes. I don't care. It gives me something to do every Friday.
Yes, it's so fun to watch, and I also feel like it's fun to like get to know the girls and like see them in different challenges. Like, and like I don't know what else am I gonna do with my life. Like, maybe I'm just lame, but like when one season of Drag Race ends, I'm just waiting for the next one to start. Like, what do you mean? Like, why would I be
Yeah,
mad
no,
that
I'm
there's
gearing up for Drag Race España right now. I'm like the one person I know in my friend group who like consistently watches it.
right? It's
Team
like
Ariel Rake.
slay. I'm not watching it. I'm a fake, but
Is it
um
Rek? I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. Everyone's names are hard on that show. It takes me a week or two to learn it.
um but yeah, definitely not mad. If they did everybody safe next week, I wouldn't even be mad. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But
Yeah, and it's like we have like a chocolate bar still. I think Willow has it.
I think Bosco has it.
Ooh. I originally thought Carrie had it for some reason.
I did too. Like, I remember I was like watching that episode where she got eliminated with my mom, and I was like squeezing her arm, and I'm like, wait, this is why the chocolate bar exists. Never mind, I'm not worried. And then she just went home, and I was like, okay, because I
All
really
stars.
did, for real, my all
She
star.
just walked with J Lo the other day, along with like a million other Drag Race girls. It was Alyssa Hunter, Laganja, Georges, Carrie, Melissa B. Fierce from Dragula season 1, Naisha Lopez, April Carry-On. There were some girls there. The dolls were there.
Slay, as they should. That's amazing.
Yeah, like they fully performed with her and everything. It was great.
I need to watch it.
Yeah. Carrie walked out again in the green dress.
Oh, yes.
In like front of a whole arena of people. It was so good.
Look how long my roots are. These are literally my roots.
Oh my god. When are you gonna dye it again?
I don't know if I'm just gonna let it like grow out and be dark and natch for a minute, or if as soon as I'm done with the play, I'm going to do like a funky like blue and black moment. Because I really want to be in my emo girl fantasy again as soon as the play is over. But
well, when we first became friends, your roots were still blonde.
Yeah, I mean my hair grows fast. I had like a short wolf cut that was like
I remember.
It was giving very gay, and now it's just giving like 70s, which is still fun, but I'm not allowed to do
It's a vibe.
Thank you. I'm not allowed to do anything to it until I'm done with the play. Which, like, whatever. But yeah, so that was the episode. Who do you think's gonna go home next?
Well, we know who went home next episode.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we already know. Who? Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say after that. Are we gonna do after that, or do you want to do next episode?
I don't know. What should we do? Oh yeah, because we still got to talk about it then. So we'll wait. We won't say.
Yeah, we will wait. But currently, Miss Congeniality and winner, go.
Miss Congeniality, Lady Camden.
Mm-hmm.
Winner, Willow.
I'm gonna say, Miss Congeniality. It's tied between 3 people for me right now, actually. Mm-hmm. Cornbread, Deja, or Camden. And I think winner. I think who do I want to win? Either Camden, Willow, Bosco. Who do I think will win in the end? Angie.
Fair. I could definitely see that, and I would not be mad.
No, I with who's left, and even like in this entire cast, I wouldn't be mad if any of them won.
Literally, same. I love them all so much that I want to bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, I do have to say though, it's like I feel like Georges may go soon, but like I just don't see her going home in a lip sync.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because, like, I don't see Georges winning. I forgot about her. I don't see her winning. But,
no, yeah, I don't think she's going to win.
But I don't know how she's going to go home either.
It'd have to be, like, a heartfelt ballad against, like a Deja or something.
Or what if, because, you know, it's been a thing this whole season that, like, Rue loves Georges. Like, I bet you she has the golden chocolate bar.
She could have a golden chocolate bar. Watch her just make the top 4 just by like lip syncing her way, because like girls have tried to do that before, like Vixen, Raja, Cameron. They all tried to lip sync their way out of it. The only person who's like ever successfully done it all the way to the end was Cameron. We might have her second one in Georges.
We'll see. I don't know who, because like I don't know.
I know Sylvie like disagrees, but I think Georges is probably like top 3 lip syncers to ever come out of Drag Race for sure. I think next to Laganja, and I think those two are the best.
Yeah, they are fierce. I don't know why I said it like that.
But, Evie too. Evie and Brooklyn.
Avi Idley.
Evie Heights and Brooklyn Oddly.
America Ferrera.
Is that just who came to mind?
Yes, like earlier I said I said the house down boots Kenny Chesney for no reason.
Oh my god. Just throw Carrie Underwood in the ring at this point.
Yes, come on, Luke Bryan. Woo! My
Tim
favorite
McGraw by Taylor Swift.
Miss Congeniality Luke Bryan, winner Kenny Chesney.
Runner up Kim Kardashian.
Kenny Ortega.
My god.
Oh my god, Drew Seeley. Drew Monson. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for recapping RuPaul's Drag Race Snatch Game with me. We'll be back very soon with a very
Very soon, like in a day or two.
Yes. But thank you for recapping. This was fun. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been Rated Y for you.
Bye.
Bye.